Welcome back to AM Northwest. The time after high school can be really tricky for kids, and a large number are struggling to find their way. Here to help parents navigate the unique stage of life, we welcome back the author of Staying Connected with Your Teen, family therapist Yshai Boussi. Good to see you again. This is kind of an interesting time when your teenager turns 18. A lot's going on, right?
Yeah, it's a monumental transition.
Right.
Especially if we think about graduating, they're done with high school.
Right.
Their whole life, there was this rhythm and routine of school and summer and winter and just do it again. And that's all gone for so many of them. Even if they are going to college, it's really a different experience than high school.
And a different mindset too. Like now you've got to think about your career and your future life.
What do I want to do? Exactly. And then this idea of like, I'm 18, so I'm an adult.
Right.
And that puts a lot of pressure on young people.
You say to empathize and listen to their dilemmas and their worries.
Yeah, so this shocks a lot of parents because they're like, our whole life we're thinking, oh, they're done. I'm done as a parent.
Right.
I'm going to be done. There's a finish line. And it's like, maybe I'm not done. They still need me.
Yeah.
And are they struggling? They don't seem to be as independent as I hoped, or they don't, right? So the empathy and listening is about, we need to understand if they're having a hard time, validate. They might be ready to transition to the next stage of their life, but they also might be scared. And they might feel like, I don't know if a lot of the young people I talk to, I don't know if I'm ready to really be that independent and an adult. Am I? They're not confident. They're not sure. They're struggling. So really listen, try to understand, how are you feeling about it? What are you looking forward to? What are you scared about? What are you uncertain about? Right.
You say to reevaluate what success looks like for your teen, because every teenager is different.
Is different, exactly. And so, and anyone with 2 kids knows this.
Yeah.
They're really different. We don't have to convince them of that. And so success can look so many different ways, but often teenagers internalize this one standard of success. It might be a 4-year college degree and go to medical school or be a lawyer or be an engineer, do some traditional path.
Right.
But that traditional path is not going to work for so many people, young people, and that is totally okay. It is going to be a circuitous route.
Right.
Transitioning to being a full independent adult where you're set on your career, where you're thinking about marriage perhaps, or if you want kids, you have kids. That's late 20s now.
Right.
That's very normal.
Yeah.
And what happens between 18 and that are a lot of things. There's a lot of opportunities to experiment and try new things. And success really, if we think less about career, but think about, are you trying new things? Are you working hard? Are you taking risks? Are you meeting interesting people?
Right.
That's successful.
Don't you think a lot of, I'm hesitating here because the way it was when we were teenagers, when I was a teenager, you could go out and rent a place, an apartment for a decent amount of money for a job. I mean, now it's really hard for young people to find affordable housing. So even that, that big step to get your own place is really hampering a lot of teenagers.
Absolutely.
18, 19, 20.
And it's amplifying their anxiety and stress.
Right.
Can I even afford to get a place of my own?
Right.
Even in 5 years from now, even in my first job.
Right.
There's also a lot of anxiety, and 18 to 24-year-olds report higher rates of psychological disorders than any other group.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And there's all these stressors,
Yeah.
what's going on in the world and affordability and all that.
Right. And then you say to maintain clear expectations of progress. So you can't just say, oh yeah, go ahead and hang out in the house all day.
That's right, that's right. And that's the important distinction that people worry about. Is like, oh, so they can just hang out in my basement and play video games till they're 29 and that's normal? No. There are advantages to delaying adulthood because you get to try new things and figure out who you are. You're more, settling on a partner in 30 is often, you're going to have better judgment than when you're 19.
Right.
But as a parent, it is reasonable to have and important to have expectations. Like, that doesn't mean you just hang out and play video games and don't do anything.
Right, or stay out late and party.
Or stay out late and party, right. You can maybe do some of that for sure, but you need to be, and every kid's different. Some are struggling with mental health issues. It might just be, you need to apply to 10 jobs this week. Okay. You need to go for a walk each day. You need to be getting some exercise. You need to make a meal in the house. Whatever the baseline is, it's going to be different. You have to be doing something to be moving forward in the right direction.
Do you suggest at this point for a lot of younger people, they're not really taught financial help, like how to help yourself, how to maintain, how to pay your bills, that kind of stuff. It seems like this is, if you haven't done it earlier, now would be a good time to explain this is what you need to do. And some parents charge their over 18-year-olds to stay at home.
You know, I think we don't want to not be punitive about it,
Right.
where we threaten to kick them out if they don't pay the rent on time and it becomes
Right.
impersonal. But financial literacy, financial skills, like you said, if they don't have it yet,
Yeah.
huge. Let's talk about the budget. I want to see how much your phone costs, see how much rent is, electricity. Did you know there's a garbage and water bill too?
Right.
Did you know that? They often don't think about it. Essential life skills.
Right.
To sit down,
Basic
look
stuff.
at it, how much groceries cost, look for things on sale, all those skills.
Yeah, but have expectations. It sounds like that's super important.
Absolutely.
You also say, don't buy when they say to you, but I'm an adult.
I'm an adult, yeah. You're 18, you don't
Yeah.
pay for anything,
Right.
and you're living at home with your parents.
Right.
So you don't have adult skills yet. Very few 18, 19-year-olds have functional adult skills. Functional adult skills means you do have some financial independence, you have the ability to manage your life and autonomy,
Yeah.
you know, and that responsibility. And they just don't, and that's not a flaw, it's not an insult. They're not supposed to. But when they're like, I'm an adult, leave me alone, let me do whatever I want, it's like, if this rule sucks and it feels unfair, like, you could be away at college or you could have your own apartment and then you can stay up all night and
Right,
do
you can do
whatever.
what you want.
But since you're not there yet, you don't have that, then you don't get to have your own rules and do whatever you want.
Despite being 18.
Despite being 18. We're helping you get to that point.
Right.
And then you do get to do whatever you want. You don't have somebody like me that's kind of annoying asking you to do chores and
Right,
stuff
right,
like that.
absolutely. Oh, fantastic. This is all very good information. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back. Oh, Staying Connected with Your Teen is Yshai's book. Got to remind people about that. And it really is a lot of great life lessons for our kids. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, yeah.